Welcome back, all my slot tokens, and today we are going to be doing another Life of a High Schooler episode 16, and in this one's about me when I was a little kid. So before I get started, I would like to say, when I was like I don't know, at the age of 6, 7, 8, I think, around that time, I was given this really cool teal looking scooter. It was a Razor scooter, and it looked so cool. However, I did not know that I actually had a scooter because it was in this black bag stuffed in my closet. And when I had my own room, I used to keep it so much messy. I wasn't a brat, but I was spoiled. I had a bunch of toys and games and all that stuff just thrown everywhere in my room. I wasn't that real neat. Now, if I were able to have my own room, then yes, I would keep it nice and organized and just the way I want it. But back then, I didn't really care, so I didn't know I had it up until when I was in 5th grade. Was when my parents said, like, how come? Because I was walking home from school to home. So I always said, like, oh, can I get like a bike or a scooter or something like that? And my parents were all saying, like, oh, you already have a scooter. I'm like, I already have a scooter. What are you talking about? They're like, yeah, it's in that black bag. Go check your closet. I'm like, really? I have one? So I went to go check, and sure enough, it was right there. The scooter was just in the bag, and I really love that scooter. So the day that I found that scooter, I was so in love with it. I took it to school. I didn't ride it there. I was dropped off, and it was in my backpack. But once school was over, I just took that baby out, opened it up, and boom, I just started going home. So how far I was living at the time from my place and the school, it was, I would say, 1.5 miles for like the distance for that, or like 1.5 miles, and it would suck if you had to use the restroom because there was no stops whatsoever unless it got close enough to where we were. And like, okay, here's the scenery. So here's my school, and I take the back route, which there's a park. You just got to keep on going straight down until there's this railroad tracks, in which you then, I think I remember I used to go alongside the tracks, but then I started to just cross over it and just keep going straight. But anyway, if I crossed over, which I was doing at the time, I went over the tracks, I kept going straight just a bit further, and I would make a turn to the left, and I would go there, and there would be this park, which my dad would wait for me, and he had my brother, and when he was a baby, in a stroller, my little brother. So I just had to go from there, from the school to that point, and then, I'll have my dad, take me home and all that with my little brother. So it was just between those times, from the school to the past the railroad, that's when I was alone. I had a few friends who went with me for the time being, but then they were like, before we got to the tracks, they would turn a different way, so I had the people to talk to at the time. So this one time, this is the last day I was ever going to take the scooter because something happened. I started going down the normal way. It was just a boring day at school. I really did not like my 5th grade teacher. To me, she was nothing like the previous teachers I had, because they always seemed, my previous teachers would make school fun and exciting, and this one would just, I don't know. It was her first time being at the school too, and none of us really liked her. We didn't like hate her or nothing. We didn't make her job horrible, but we just didn't like her at all. And after that 1 year with us, she moved to different schools. I don't know if she I don't think she retired. She's way too young at the time. I think she was like 28 or so. I don't know. But she switched schools, so I kind of felt bad. But then again, she just wasn't a really good teacher in my standards, and even amongst my class. But anyway, so after that, I get my scooter out, I head to the back, and I just go down. It's like a little hill. I just go down that hill. As I'm going down, I had an unfortunate little accident. If you know the scooter, the bolt that connects the handlebar to the bottom of the deck, that bolt came loose. I, however, did not know that, so I was going at like a pretty much standard speed, something like, oh, see, I'm so cool and all that. So I'm just going at like a fast pace, you know, like not too fast, but just going at like a normal pace I'm supposed to go. And about once the hill was done, it was like a stable, balanced spot. The bolt it just came undone, and I fell. Oh, that was a hard landing that I had. So I got some cuts and bruises from that thing, and I look at my scooter. There's scratches everywhere on the thing. It had that teal paint still. Like a lot of it was still nice. It's just on this one side there would be this smear of cement and paint just ruined. Oh, it was terrible. So I had to do that walk of shame. Thankfully, no one was around me. At least I don't think there was. But I had to do the walk of shame. I picked up my scooter, I put it in the bag, and I just walked home. And so I get to the area where my dad is, and I said, my dad's all like, so, where's the scooter? I'm like, it broke. He's like, what do you mean it broke? Well, I'm like, well, I was riding down a hill, and the bolt for it came undone, you know? So, he wasn't really too mad, but he was saying like, oh, okay, as long as you're okay, you know, you're alright. I'm like, yeah, I just got a few cuts, nothing too bad, just like scrape. And they're like, oh, okay, so we just go home, and I plan on getting that scooter fixed, but I never had the chance to, and it was pretty messed up, you know? This cough. But that's what happened with my scooter. I fell pretty hard. Just for a dumb moment that I had. I wish I wouldn't have fell, but oh well. And also, with the adding to that story is the time where I first began to ride a bike. This was a pretty short story, so I'm gonna add another one. So I wasn't able to ride a bike up until when I was 13 or so, and at that time I didn't know how to ride a bike. So I was living with my cousins at the time, and they told they're like, oh, hey Slots, let's go and let's go ride bikes, you know. So I'm like, well, I don't know how to ride any bike. They're like, what? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. So they're like, oh, okay, we'll just go out and we'll show you. So at the time, it was what's it called? It was 9 o'clock. It was dark outside, 9 p.m. No one was out there, so it was me and my two cousins. We got on. I borrowed their bike, and we just went outside to go practice. They showed me how to practice. So they told me, all right, get on the bike and just drive out. So I go. I fell. I fell. Okay, I fell to my right, and then I got back up, you know, because I'm a big boy, you know. Ain't nothing hurts me. So I'm going, and where they live at, there's like a hill too. They have like a huge hill. So if you go at the top, you just go and go. It's a steep hill, not too steep, just steep. Like I can't really explain it. It's just steep, okay? Just I'm trying to explain it. It's just steep, okay? So we're going, we're practicing and everything, and I swear, every car on the block, I would always just bump into. Like I would fall onto the car. There would be no help for me. Just I'm going, bam, hit a car. Okay, I get back up, going, bam, another car. And I'm surprised I didn't like set up any car alarms or nothing like that. So I wasn't able to learn how to ride a bike that day, but over time I was able to. And for Christmas they got me my own small little BMX bike that was orange and all that. It looks really cool. Well, it used to, because it was in the sun way too long, and it got bleached. So on the bottom it's so super solid orange. On the top, it's like an orange creamsicle. There's like a bit orange on the sides, and then on the top is just pure white. So I call it the orange creamsicle. It's just like that, the ice cream. So, but yeah, I was eventually able to ride on my bike. I still know how to ride a bike. But I remember this one time when I was riding a bike, I went downhill, and I squished a rat. I remember that I was going down a hill, And the next thing I knew, I heard like that. I'm like, oh, what the hell? So I stop, I turn around, and I look, and sure enough, it looked so nasty. The rat, it was a small rat. I just ran over its stomach, so everything else, all the guts and organs and all that, came out from the head and the back. And like, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna take a break from riding a bike right now, because I'm gonna have to clean my tires and everything. Poor rat, I wish it well. And I felt bad for the rat, you know, just trying to cross the street. Didn't even know. Here I am going like a 90 miles per hour on my bike, you know, going Super Saiyan. Meow! Killed it. Listen, that's a lesson to all your rats. Don't cross the street, okay? You might get hit by people like me on bikes. But anyway, those are my 2 stories of me doing pretty bad on vehicles. So I can't wait to see how it's gonna be when I first learn how to drive, you know. Well, when I first, you know, get behind the wheel. Oh boy, I'm gonna crash into like a street light or something. Or hopefully it's not. Hopefully I don't crash into anybody or any animal. But I just don't want to crash anywhere at all. So hopefully it goes good for me, and I will let you guys know when I do that, and hopefully it goes good. So anyway, please, if you like the video, please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys all next time.